All right, so there's a 3-part little series here to conscious communication. This is part 1. From my perspective. So everything is happening in your life from your perspective. So if you want to share something that feels like it's hard to communicate, if you start by saying, from my perspective, it takes a lot of the charge away. So everything is happening from your point of view. People are not experiencing life the same way that you are exactly. So by sharing, from my perspective, when you speak like that, it makes me feel like a turd snake is different than you make me feel like a turd snake, right? Puts them on the defense. So this is part 1 of conscious communication. Just try it. From my perspective, X. It makes things more loving. Okay, part 2, conscious communication, pillow talk. The story I'm making up is, so if you're going to communicate something challenging or hard, part 1 was from my perspective. Part 2 is, the story I'm making up is that you don't love me. The story I'm making up is X. So again, it takes the charge away. So if you're about to communicate to someone, say, look, the story I'm making up here is that you don't love me very much, and I feel like, a turd snake. Yeah, that's it. So preface the hard conversation with the story I'm making up, because you are making up a story about your past, about the future. We're all just meaning-making, story-making machines. So try this one for communication. The story I'm making up is, and it'll take away the charge and be more loving. Okay, this is part 3 of conscious communication. This part is, a part of me feels. So this is my favorite one, and my buddy Johan introduced me to all 3 of these. So when you're about to share something hard, you say, a part of me feels, which is different from my perspective and the story I'm making up, which is part 1 and 2. But if it's just a part of you that feels abandoned or betrayed, then the other person again won't be on the defense. So when you share something hard, you say, look, a part of me feels that you should pick up your socks and not leave the house like a smash box. Or a part of me feels disrespected, rather than you make me feel disrespected, or why are you disrespecting me? Does that make sense? I feel that this is one of the powerful keys to conscious communication. A part of me feels loving.